Welcome back to my channel. uh, I'm Sam from Sam Single Malt, and this is my manhole where I have my single malts and I share my opinion about them. And this is the setup for 2022, where I decided to put some numbers on the shelves so then I can organize them according to my opinion and my taste and my preferences. I'm not saying that the ones on the lower shelves are bad. I'm just saying that the ones on the upper shelves are better to my taste. So I've been organizing them from 1 to 8. This is these are the whiskeys that I probably have had in the last 8 months or so. But I decided to make these videos to have a record and share my opinion of saying that I drink whiskey and I enjoy it, I love it, and I want to see if someone is interested about what I think about these single malts. And today I had this Tomatin 12 years old. I kind of would say finally. I've been looking at this for a long time, and I thought, well, I'm gonna try it one day. Tomatin is everywhere. It's everywhere. I can buy it everywhere, and this 12 years old specifically is cheap. It's a cheap whiskey. Well, it's in the range of 12 years old. The cheap 12 years old. I paid $75 New Zealand for the bottle. So it's in the price of 12 years old. And this Tomatin 12 years old is a 43% ABV, that makes it a little bit more interesting. So a little bit let's talk about the distillery. Since I started making these videos, I've been learning so much about different whiskeys, different distilleries, and on and on. It's fascinating. Especially because it's a certain kind of the distilleries, they've been through the similar problems and history and how they continued and all that. It's just fascinating. And this Tomatin distillery, let's start with Tomatin. Tomatin is a Gaelic word for juniper hill, which is juniper is a type of tree, and with this wood, according to the information I found, the wood, when it burns, doesn't smoke. So that was the ideal wood to use for the illegal distilleries when all this kind of this whiskey business was illegal, which was for about 2 centuries in Scotland. They would burn this juniper timber wood to make the whiskey interesting. So the distillery is located 315 meters from the sea level. It's quite high. It's on the mountains of Manadliad. There must be a Scottish somewhere that can help me with this thing, but what I read is Manadliad. and it's 16 miles from south from Inverness, which is the capital of the island. And yeah, so this distillery was established in 1897, but yeah, like most of the distilleries from around that time, they were probably doing or making whiskey a couple of centuries before that, but not officially. So yeah, that's Tomatin. They built the distillery at the mountains of the highland with two very strategic ideas. One was that it was close to the railway, to the Highland Railway, so they could bring the ingredients and the goods to make the whiskey, so the logistic was good. So they built a railway to the factory, and so then they could load the whiskey, and yeah, that was one of the thing. And the other thing was also it was close to the river Alnafith. So that was a pure water running through that river, which was another good thing to make the whiskey. And yeah, so it was established in 1897. In 1906, it went bankrupt. So it didn't last long. I have a theory. Look, like many distilleries, they went bankrupt no long after starting, and I have my personal theory. Don't tell anybody. Yeah, tax. Yeah, they were working without tax, so they were making the whiskey, they were selling the whiskey, but then they established the company and they started to pay tax. So they started to share the income with the government. That's my theory. It might not be the case. But I have the feeling that could be one of the reasons why the distilleries mainly last very little at the beginning, and then they reopen or they sold or whatever. Well, this one went bankrupt in 1906, and it opened in 1909 under different name. So yeah. And yeah, from 1906 stay doing good business, mainly blended, like most of the distilleries in Scotland. The main thing was blended whiskey. And in the 70s, in the 60s, they started to expand. They expand very huge. They had in 1958 they had only 2 stills. In the 70s they reached 23 stills and 12.5 million liters production. So it was just massive. It was massive, and so that was in the 70s. But in the 80s, things started to go less well. They started to produce less and less, and in 1986 they they went into receivership, and a Japanese company bought the distillery. So it's the company is Takana Shuzo. They bought the company, and yeah, so Tomatin became the first Scottish distillery owned by Japanese. So yeah, this is Tomatin distillery. 80% of the production of this distillery goes to blend it, and they do produce blend as well. I don't remember what brand they produce. Easy to find out anyway. So yeah, this is a Tomatin 12 years old, and what I have here is I serve this one straight from the bottle, and this one has got some drops of water. So they've been here 15 minutes, and yeah, so when you remember that it's 1 minute per year of the whiskey. So this bottle is 12 years old, 12 minutes. I've been, yeah, probably 15 minutes being served. It's 15 minutes in the glass, and I can get something. It's quite nice. It's sweet. It's a sweet whiskey. Really feels like a Speyside. You can get it, get the fruitiness and a bit of maltiness. You get the fresh apples and some pear, apples and pear, and the sherry is there. Sherry. This that's another interesting thing about this Tomatin 12 years old. This specific bottle is this whiskey has been in ex-bourbon barrels and also ex-sherry barrels. So it's been in both type of casks. So that's make it even more interesting. This is the first time I'm having a Tomatin. Yep. You can get the fruity, a bit of wood, a bit of oak, very subtle. It's nice and sweet. It's nice and sweet. Yes, it's fresh. It's very fresh. It's very refreshing whiskey. It's very easy to drink. It's nice. It actually says here the softest side of the Highland, and the Tomatin 12 years old is smooth and silky. I agree with that. It's very smooth and silky, and very pleasant. Yeah, very pleasant to drink. You can feel some sultanas as well as a bit of chocolate, slightly like dark chocolate, but not that 100% cocoa chocolate. No, it's a dark chocolate, but not that bitter. It's not that bitter. Oh, and a bit of nuts. It's just very nice, very nice. I'm happy with my choice. So now I'm gonna go for the one with water. As we know, as I've said before, but I repeat it just in case this is your first video with me. Some whiskeys, they ignite some flavors and aromas with water. Some of them, this is my experience, that some of them they don't show anything, but some of them they just ignite and express better with just a couple of drops of water. And yeah, get it. It's just even more subtle, and yeah, kind of like less. You can get a less than without water. It feels like it's been diluted. Yeah, it's kind of the same, but less of sweetness, less of fruit. Definitely is this whiskey is very refreshing. It's a nice summer whiskey. Well, like the summer we have in New Zealand, not the summer in Scotland. Like summer with sun, not summer without rain. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, refreshing, my opinion, I could say. But yes, with those 2 drops of water, is a lot nicer. It's very nice, very refreshing and sweet and enjoyable. It's enjoyable. Yeah, it's very fruity and yeah, very nice and refreshing. This is summer whiskey. It feels very. It's very easy to, very smooth. Again, I don't like the word smooth. To me, smooth means boring. It's not boring. It's just silky. Gentle. Yeah. I'm really happy with it. I need to, as I said, this year I'm gonna put numbers on my whiskeys, and for this one which I really enjoyed, I would go for a 6. I put it on the shelf number 6, and doesn't mean that it's like average. No, it's very nice. I really enjoy it. It's just that I've tried better ones. I recommended Tomatin 12 years old for a summer whiskey. Easy to drink, nice and sweet. Yeah. So this is going to the shelf number 6. I hope you like my video. I really enjoy doing them, and yes, please give me a thumb, and yeah, hopefully subscribe and share a comment so we can communicate. I just love so much when someone writes something and I can get in contact with somebody. So yeah, I see you in the next video.